Okay, I've never played Timeguessr before. I assume it's like a Wordle type daily game. Maybe you're guessing like the time for pictures. It says something about submitting photos, so I assume it's something like that. So let's check it out. I might be very bad at this. No timer probably while I'm starting here. So I'm having to. So it's telling me the year, and I have to place the map, or it's defaulting to 1962, and I have to find somewhere where I think it is, and also guess the year. I see. Okay. Yeah, me being bad at this is going to be that special kind of embarrassing because, like, just to give context, my history education was really poor. We learned the explorers and the Revolutionary War, and I moved in a certain pattern that I learned that like 7 times, so I know almost nothing. I'm gonna try my best here, though. Ooh. 5 years off, 1,100 miles off. Okay. I guess knowing that that kind of geography is here. Let's see. Okay. Can I stare at the image? This is kind of like, I guess, GeoGuessr, which some people are like insanely good at, except you also have to know the time. It's a lot of cars. Can I see like state on the license plates, or am I not going to be given that? Okay, that's pretty cool. Still going to guess that that's in United States somewhere, but I can't say for sure. Maybe Philly in like 1952? Incorrect. Australia. Goddamn. I was 10 years off. 1962. Okay. Because this reveals like how much you know about cars. All right. Well, COVID, right? Because of the masks. The cop outfits implies Europe. Weleas Alba. Oh. Right. Let's see. They've got like bobby hats though. Is that Gaelic? I'm gonna guess 2021. Let's say 20 actually. Glasgow, maybe? 40 meters from the correct location. You are 1 year off. I should have done 2021. Okay. I can do it sometimes. This is a fun game. I get it. Alpha is the Gaelic word for Scotland. Yeah, the bobby hat was like, okay, it's got to be like the UK, but it's definitely not Britain. Okay, well, that helps a lot. And it's a color photo. Specifically Stalin. Actually, I don't know relatively where Moscow is. Like, Russia's such a huge country. Maybe it's like big enough that it'll show it to me on the map. Vladivostok. I might just Google where the fuck is Moscow so I can find it so I'm not searching all of fucking Russia. Hold on. This is what I mean. Okay, it's like much more to the west than I thought it was. There it is. Moscow, Moscow. And let's guess like 74? 220 meters off, 20 years off. Wow. I guess there was plenty of color photography, but I was confused about the 1962 car picture from earlier that was black and white. It made me think that I should adjust my expectations there. Well, Bank of Ireland, that's a good tip. Let's guess Dublin. And the quality of this photo, I think I can make out film grain. I don't see anybody with their phones, right? Don't recognize the person. Let's guess like the 90s, maybe? About like 97 in Dublin. 71 miles from the correct location. 97 got it spot on. Hell yeah. All right. This is a cool game. I like this. It's a little stressful to play on stream because I'm bad at this, but okay. Well, I got really fucked on that one that I was super wrong about, but some of them are pretty good. All right. Yeah, I like that there's a lot of different things you can check for context. So, recycling Hof. Feldstrasse. Okay, so this is like Germany or Austria. Nicht. Okay, yes, Germany or Austria. This looks like a digital photo. I'm guessing they're not gonna. Okay, and that tells me it's pretty recent, like maybe even within the last 4 years or so. The scooter. St. Pauli. Yeah, let's see. Guess I can split the difference and put it somewhere between like like Munich maybe. 2019, why not? Hamburg. 4 years off, so it's much more recent than I expected. Okay, but I don't think I had a chance of guessing that. 380 miles from the correct location. Okay, so Canada, the United States. Canada's at the bottom. Can't really make out. It's probably in Canada, right? And this is a basketball game, so I think that's, what is it, Toronto? And the photo. Why is everybody wearing white? What the fuck? Oh, is it? I see. Yeah, I imagine if you're like there's got to be like GeoGuessr streamers who do this so much that they just basically learn to recognize every language and learn to recognize all kinds of little cultural clues. That certainly isn't me. Vancouver. I have no idea what the team colors are. They're really hard to make out. Especially since one of them is the visiting team, which isn't very helpful. This looks like this is GeoGuessr for training. That's cool. This is like the early 2000s, maybe. I don't see anybody on their phones. That really like clamps down the guess. 2014, wow. Look at all these people just vibing. Nobody's on their phones. I was pretty close on the location, though. Toronto was a good guess. That's cool. Okay. All right. Well, we got a United Bank of Saudi. Yeah. Sure. This looks like a photograph. It doesn't look like it's digital. So maybe early 90s. It's a lot of guys crossing their arms, just kind of making the same face. Okay. I feel like So this is an interesting aspect of this game that I don't think I appreciated before. Like I've never played GeoGuessr, right? But I imagine that like a Jeopardy game, like when you make Jeopardy questions, there's definitely a good Jeopardy question that someone is reasonably able to deduce, right? Where there's hints that are in it. There's multiple ways of getting at it. If you know that they're mentioning something about a Chinese philosopher, you know there's only like one of two things that it's realistically going to be. It's not going to be like a really obscure Chinese philosopher, right? And Jeopardy questions are like laser calibrated to be like that. So it would be interesting if they gauge picture submissions based on how reasonable are these to get, right? Is there a clue that can get you almost close to the exact date and location? Let's guess like 93. I don't know. The photo quality is a little high. Guess more like 99, 98 maybe. 90. Okay. It was pretty far off. Oh, GeoGuessr's random pics of Google Street View, and this is curated? That's really cool. Oh, you can't give me this one again? I know the answer, right? Is it literally Dublin? I actually don't remember the answer. Oh, I see. I have to like write them down. I think it was Dublin 1997, right? Okay. But it wasn't Dublin. In case it ever comes up again, it's like up here near Keady. Okay. Lets you look around. Yeah, I really like that this is curated. This is way more my speed than something like GeoGuessr. Then having not played GeoGuessr, but like knowing what it is through its reputation. Anybody on their phones? There are a lot of people who are looking down, but I can't visibly see what's in their hand. They could be like looking at their drink or something. Sunglasses. Maybe they're all just living in the moment like the basketball guys. Played GeoGuessr in the password game for 2 minutes, right on. A lot of really good pictures too, I think. Now it would be cool if they occasionally did some trick pictures where it's like, yeah, you can see a bunch of German in the background, but this is an away game, and these are all fans of that away game, right? Well, I don't see anybody on their phone, so I'm gonna guess early 2000s again. I guess at some point, if you get good at this game, you start trying to like split the difference and guess in the middle. $20 off. 2024. Look at all these people living in the moment. God damn. Okay. 289 miles from the right location. That's not bad. But does it give you one at the end? People care about soccer. I saw one guy who looked like he was looking down, and I thought maybe he was on his phone, but okay. Hartfeld, the National Young. I'm gonna guess France. I don't know anything else about this picture though. I really don't know my languages very well. I'm as someone who's like enjoys thinking about language. There's only a couple I feel like I'd be able to identify. At least anything that uses English characters, right? Like I'd be able to tell Cyrillic or Japanese versus Korean and Chinese. I can tell that pretty well. And I can usually discern like Arabic from Hindi, but I don't know if I could know. Lyon in early 1960s. Six years off. Or was it actually? Okay. Belgium. Got it. Okay. It's really hard to make out. Oh, did I look at it wrong? My bad. Troika. Oh, the hat's a clue. Eastern Europe. Yeah, this is where it's embarrassing because it's like I don't know which of these countries even uses Cyrillic. Don't see it on the sign in the back. Just split the difference and say Estonia? Sorry, folks. A bad education. 8 years off. So this is where it's in Hungary. Okay. Right. Well, goddamn. So somewhere in Italy, and it's a volcano eruption, it looks like. So like modern substantial volcano eruptions. I anticipate it's near like an island. Rare photo of the destruction of Pompeii. Yeah, exactly. I don't know my volcanoes. Could probably place Mount St. Helens. Guess I just have to pick something, don't I? Well, Andrew has been to Naples before, and that picture looks pretty old. Maybe even older than the 40s. It goes back to as early as 1900. Okay. Like, let's just try that. 7 years off, 1944. 3.2 miles. Hey, see, I feel like that's when you curate it right. That's the Jeopardy effect, and it's like really hard to articulate to somebody what the Jeopardy effect is. I think a lot of people will watch Jeopardy who aren't into like trivia and aren't trivia nerds, and like feel like, how do these people know this? Like, are they all like super geniuses? Like, well, it's not that they're super geniuses, is that they trust that the questions have been calibrated in such a way where, like, if you give you a country and they don't give you any information other than the language, you know, it's probably a major city, right? Unless if they really tell you something specific. I guess if you happen to know where the volcanoes are, that would be pretty helpful. It was Vesuvius. I see. Zenith. Oh, I have no fucking idea. Oh, is this... I see the W. That makes me think Finland. I don't think I see that in terribly many other languages other than like Japanese. Let's just guess Helsinki. Although, I guess this is where you have to decide about splitting the difference, right? Do you risk Helsinki when you generally know that it's Finland? You could just put it somewhere in the middle of Finland. I would say this is a pretty nice photo. Like 1960, maybe? $1970. Wow. Yeah. Okay. Pretty close though on location, so that's cool. It's fairly concentrated in the south, I see. Okay. Well, I have many years of Mandarin, and learning Japanese, and I know what Korean looks like. I guess I can try to guess from the shape of the country, right? Is that an aid? Okay, so is it North Korea? I really can't make out those characters. Like Korean is very like bubbly, is the best way to describe it. Okay, let's try Pyongyang. And like, it's hard to say with North Korea because this could be from the 80s. It could also be from like 2021. It's pretty high quality, but it looks like it's film. Fuck. Cute dog. This is a good picture. This is a really cool game. I can see why people would be into this because the fact that it's curated is a big deal. So I'm going to err on the side of this being a much more recent picture, but I'm not going to go too hard on it. 2017, yeah, okay. 4 miles from the right location. Yeah, right, because like most people playing this aren't going to know anything else in North Korea other than Pyongyang, right? So I think that's smart. Maybe if they were able to give you another piece of a clue. Okay, and there's like a daily, they have a new one every day, so when you play like this, you're playing from all of the ones that have existed for the daily challenge in the past, basically. Hanslick. Oh, fuck. I have no idea. Picture's pretty poor quality. Muheli, is that umlauts? Okay, well that helps a little bit. Yeah, I'm doing better than I anticipated. I thought I was going to be really embarrassed. I was really worried. I'm only mildly embarrassed. I think I'm going to keep picking Munich because it's close to Austria and it's not too far from other things in Germany. I'm probably completely wrong. I guess it could be. Yeah, I don't know enough. I don't know enough. Picture's super old and it's super scratched up. Doesn't look that old. 1913. Wow. And it is Hungary. Okay. Glad I'm playing this on stream because if I was playing this off stream, I wouldn't be able to resist the urge to like Google just like one of these words to narrow it down. Oh fuck, I don't know that flag. Ooh, yeah. I am turbo screwed here. Central America or South America, maybe? This is where it's shameful. I actually know, like, really embarrassingly few flags. And it being black and white. I guess since it's curated, it must be a country who their flag shape is like the color doesn't matter, right? Like you should be able to know what it is just from looking at it. It's probably an island, otherwise they wouldn't bother showing us the ocean. Yeah, so 80 Puerto. It's not. Well, it kind of looks like Puerto Rico, right? I don't remember when Puerto Rico became a U.S. territory. This is a higher quality picture than the last one. I'm okay at that. I'm not great at that. Like, 1894 in the Spanish-American War. I guess if I guess Cuba and it's actually the Bahamas or it's actually the Dominican Republic or Haiti. So let's do Santiago. Let's say it's like 1950? 38. Okay, way earlier. Oh, I should read the text at the end. Batista was a stabilizing force in Cuba. So that is the Cuban flag. Okay. And Havana. All right. Could have been worse. I guess, like, for me, because I'm bad, I should try to get about 5,000 points, because that means I'm, like, not completely fucking embarrassingly, shockingly wrong. Prestamos dinero. We've got a train car crash. I probably listened to an episode of Well, There's Your Problem about this exact event. It's pretty populated. And like they speak Spanish is that doesn't help me very much. Oh, you get a minus 1,000 per year off. Okay. Well, I guess that makes sense since it's Timeguessr. I'm going to operate on, well, maybe somebody knows because they know about this specific disaster, or maybe there's a color here somewhere that gives them a clue. McDonald's, Coca-Cola. This is a nice photo, but it looks like it's film. It doesn't necessarily mean anything. It's really kind of beautifully lit photo too. I'm gonna guess this is probably wrong. Let's do like 95? 2021. Oh shit. God damn. I got destroyed on that. Okay. But Mexico City was right, so that's cool. Is this what's his face from Top Gear? Okay. Are they all what's their face from Top Gear? I've never watched it. My Bon. Hmm. Okay, that kind of makes me think like Vietnam or like Cambodia. And if this is Top Gear, that's a more modern picture, right? I forget when they went off the air. It was like 2010, or I'll just guess 2010. I've never watched it. I just remember them starting like an Amazon show or something. Yeah, so I feel like if it is Cambodia, it's not a super bad guess. You knew that exact disaster from work. 2008, 2 years off. It was Vietnam, right? Okay. Wonder how you would know the exact location. Maybe if you've seen that episode. Okay, yeah, I see what you mean about the year. Okay. All right. Is that fuck fascism or go fascism? Pharmacy. Fuck fascism. Okay, probably. None. We don't want it. Get out of here. Okay, so maybe we try this again. Just keep hammering Leon. Like, the picture quality is pretty good. 18 years off, 1958, 3.6 miles away. All right, finally got the Leon. 58, really? So what's the event here? Like, what's the fascism they're pushing against at the time? I guess I don't know very much about European history at all. All right. Oh, it's really hard to make that out. E, okay, so it's Spanish. I'm gonna get fucked on this one. I have no idea. Oh, just basically talking about the right-wing government. Okay. Well, Mexico, that's really helpful. Yeah, I wonder if the signs are in Spanish and there's nothing else cluing you in to that it's another Spanish-speaking country. If it tends to be Mexico and it tends to be Mexico City specifically, because that's a very Jeopardy thing to do, right? Like I said, if it specifies a Chinese philosopher, if you don't know anything about the rest of the clue, you have about a 50% chance to guess it. If you do Lao Tzu or Sun Tzu, right? It's not going to be anyone more obscure than that if it's a Jeopardy question. The French government got couped and replaced in 1958. No kidding. I didn't know that. My drawer just fell. It'd be a good way to learn a lot, I feel like, if you played it privately in the shame of your own home. I'm going to guess again, and we're going to do... I don't know clothing styles very well. That's probably also helpful. Got some snazzy dressers. I guess part of the problem, too, is that, like, suits have looked basically the same. We just locked that in, I guess, style-wise. Unless if you're... I'm sure that Derek guy on Twitter, the men's work guy, is, like, screaming, what are you talking about? Suits look completely different. I guess like 60s. All right, so 1,300 meters in the correct location. 1970, wow, okay. But I guess I underestimate how many photos are still black and white in the late 60s, early 70s. Cars and fashion happened earlier in the US and France and the rest of the world. That makes sense. Madrid, well, that helps a lot. Then was there a similar problem around the same time as the earlier one? Central America, sure. I don't think I'm going to get too much else in terms of information here. Fascism wants to conquer Madrid, right? No pasaran. Let's guess later, split the difference. 36, okay. Yeah, so I got screwed in the opposite direction that time. I'm like, last time I'm like, that's got to be pretty early, right? Like, Madrid, Texas, easy game. Okay. Kabelki. One of my most toxic traits as a uneducated American is really struggling with not just all of Europe, but like especially like Eastern Europe. So I could pick something. I can sometimes tell by like accent marks. Picture quality is pretty shit. The cars are pretty old. A nice street car. Where is somewhere that's relatively safe? Like where if I'm off, I'm not like crazy off, because it would be like dangerous to say Bulgaria or something. It's not Poland. I know enough about Poland, I think, to assume that. Let's just put it somewhere between these three countries, like here maybe. And then I'm guessing once you do this a lot, you start to kind of get a feel for like what kind of damage is on really old photos, right? If you see like hairs or scratches on it, I guess that's not globally true, but let's say like the 30s. 56. Holy shit. Wow, I got hammered. Hungry. Okay. Oh, I don't know anything about cars. I especially don't know anything about cars in other countries. Okay, well, that's helpful, sure. It's one of those, like, if you get the location part wrong, not in the right country, then someone should probably come shoot you. I can't search this map, right? Because I can't see, like, counties or town names unless I zoom in really close. It looks like it's maybe coastal. Because that over there looks like it's coast. I guess if you're watching and you see Newcastle or Jedburgh or Roxburgh, and it's like visible and I just scroll past it and I didn't scan for it successfully, feel free to just tell me. Try to find it. I might be wrong about it being coastal, but that kind of looks like a cliff there. I'm mostly just asking if it like crosses my screen and I fail to scan it rather than just a straight up spoiler. Castle Douglas. Oh, maybe this guy? Maybe it's not a cliff then. It's close. That also looks like a much older photo, but it might be like completely off base. 10 years off. 18 miles from location, okay. Well, that helps a lot. So let's say 2012. Cut it right down the middle. Is this Saudi? Don't see MBS. I do. It thinks it literally thinks Obama. I don't know. 3.5 miles from the right location. 2016. Okay, that's pretty good. Saved. Oh, yeah, I should have looked at the gray of his hair. That's a good point. Yeah. Oh, that makes sense if he was the guy on the far left. Okay, so it's Jimmy Carter. So, like 82, maybe. I gotta do my math on that, right? Because Clinton, 88, HW, 84. Was it earlier than that? 1979, 1978? Right? Is that, correct me if I'm wrong. Clinton was 92, 96. No, I'm sorry. Yeah, Yeah, 92 to 96, and then 96 to 2000, and then Gore won but got fucked. So then before that was H.W. Bush, which is 88. So before that was Reagan twice, so that's 84 and then 80. So this has to be 76 to 80, right? Okay. I was born into Reagan's presidency, so just imagining an era where the president wasn't a whopping piece of shit is like really hard for me. Let's guess that that's actually in the White House. Spot on, 78.6 meters. That's almost as many. Well, come on, game. You care about, you're going to really take off 2 points? Whatever, fine. Okay, Police, doubled I. Do I have any other clues? Cars. I guess this is very dependent on you recognizing the language from the spelling of police. I want to say Italy, but what's there's like a joke in The Simpsons about Italian secretly just being Spanish. Columns. Guess Rome and the year. I don't fucking know, man. The short skirts makes me think it's got to be like the 60s. Maybe in the latest 60s. Let's do 65 and play it safe. Fuck. Okay, well, 5 years off from the time. All right, and this is, where is this? Oh, is it Finland? Oh, no kidding. Okay. You know, I should have guessed when I saw the doubled I. I'm not used to seeing doubled vowels outside of Japanese and Finnish. Oh yeah, I keep not reading the blurb. I'll try to pay closer attention to that. Okay, so that's in English. That's not. A lot of white people. NZR. New Zealand? Perhaps that's like a Aboriginal name? I don't know the names of places in New Zealand. You know, it's hard to say with the buildings. That does not sound like Kandala. All right, so it's somewhere in the British Empire. So that narrows it down. Fuck. And it's all white people in this photo. I'm trying to think of places where the word con NZR is too, like, okay, I have to get myself in the mind of the puzzle setter. They want you to be able to figure it out from the available information. I don't think they expect you to know this location. Maybe you recognize the language a little bit, but the thing that shows up repeatedly is NZR, NZR, NZR everywhere. So I think it is going to be New Zealand. And oh, I wasn't even looking at New Zealand last time. So embarrassing. Propagable, I'm so sorry. How shameful. Is it Gaio Kandala? There are places that appear to have what I assume are Aboriginal names here. Actually, a pretty substantial number of places named that way. But I'm not seeing the KHAN formulation anywhere. Reminds me a lot more of like yeah, I know, right? Whoops. Isn't there a subreddit that's like maps without New Zealand or something like that? Well, let's split the difference and go somewhere in the middle. It's probably wrong. The year, fuck, man. After World War II, the 50s, early 50s. Okay, well, fuck yes. Hell yes. Travel buses in Wellington. 16 years off. I'm pretty wrong on that, but I'll take it. I got that entirely on puzzle setting. That had nothing to do with me actually knowing anything. I'm an idiot. I have the only reason I'm not completely dog shit at this game, and I've tried to explain this to people, that I was pretty good at taking tests, which is usually a useless skill because it doesn't help you in the real world at all. It's only helpful in school and in trivia competitions. Because when what I mean by good at taking tests isn't that I know the answer, it's that I'm good at getting in the head of the person who wrote the test questions and eliminating answers, if that makes sense. Bienvenidos, Presidente, green hat. What a Spanish. Oh, I don't recognize that flag. I don't know my flags, y'all. Is it a French colony? Is that what I'm supposed to take from this? Fuck, man. This is probably like either the late 70s or the early 80s. That might be, is that Carter? Is he like visiting? Fuck. Don't know. I can get away with my usual cheat of like, if I just see Spanish, then maybe it's Mexico City. Fuck. Let's split the difference on his administration again. No, I should probably accept the shame of not having a hint. Imperialism sucks. Okay. Right? Imperialism is a travesty or something like that. That's helpful. So where would Carter be talking? It's like, it's probably not Mexico City because fucking hell. I don't know. I honestly don't know enough about Carter's administration. It's shameful. I might be completely wrong that that's Carter. That could be some guy who has a similarly shaped back of his head. He has kind of a recognizable bald spot. I'd get it if I recognized the flag. Yeah, that's a pretty like unique flag. Usually I get screwed on flags because it's like, 3 stripes and like the colors are in some order where if you just swap one of them or 2 of them, it could be any of like 7 countries, but I don't have an excuse for not knowing that one. Okay, well, it's definitely not Mexico, so that's a decent enough hint. probably not South America. It's probably still Central America. He's not in Cuba. We're not doing that. What's my... Can I roll a d20 or something here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm gonna roll 1d6. We'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I gotta hit all in Google. 5. Okay. Costa Rica. $1978, you got it spot on, and it was Panama. Okay, that's not too bad. All right. Oh man, Tashir Street. But we've got Cyrillic. Shopping gallery. It was Carter. Oh, cool. And they've got COVID masks on, so let's say 2021 instead of 2020 this time. It's probably gonna be 2020 this time. These two different alphabets on either side of the word shopping center. Oh, I didn't know that the Panama Canal wasn't in... Did the United States own it? Good for them. Fuck. I feel like it can't be Russia, because if it was Russia, I would only see Cyrillic. This looks... I don't recognize that at all. I've never seen that. I've seen a lot of different scripts in different languages, but it kind of has like the flowing quality of like Hindi, but countries... previously in the USSR. So like over here somewhere, maybe. Tashir Street. I don't have a good guess. I just gotta pick something like somewhere in the middle and pray. Super wrong. 2021, spot on. 1,300 miles. It's Armenia. Okay. Can I like look up Armenian language? Oh yeah, no, that's Armenian. Okay. Interesting. That U is very distinct. Yeah, me neither. Okay, I probably have time for one more game or part of a game. Yeah, definitely not. Beano, admission free, Surfside Cafe, Shore Dinners, Budweiser, Plymouth Bottling Works. Okay. We're in the shithole of America, New England. Where... is Plymouth in... I thought it was in Massachusetts, isn't it? Is it like a pretty small town? Oh, here it is. It is now. Okay, well, Budweiser, long dresses for all the women. It's Surfside Cafe. It's probably like literally Surfside. There's one called Surfside Smokehouse. Let's gamble on that maybe. I don't know anything about cars. Teaks. See, well, that says Boston. So is it not? Well, it could be either. I guess if it's Boston, I'm not turbo fucked, right? I'm pretty fucked. Oh, I've never seen this pattern on the bottom of the photo. Yeah, I guess the edges of the... Oh, okay. This is much older than I think it is, isn't it? Hmm. I like the script. There's nothing Surfside in Boston. 37. Provincetown. Oh, okay. No kidding. Oh, man. I feel like I'm supposed to know this, and I have no idea. It's a fire. Famous fire. Is that St. Peter's Basilica? I feel like they would only show you one building if it's like such an obvious building. Again, I'm going on good at taking tests, okay at Jeopardy rules. So I'm going to guess it's Vatican City. And, well, it kind of looks right from... Oh, right. Thank you, Google Maps. Yeah, that looks like that's the right shape. Okay, so I think we're pretty good there. I guess technically it's like in front of it, so that they actually dock you points on that. So somewhere, well, I'll put it on the Basilica. That's fine. Yeah, I would say that I know it's not the Great Chicago Fire. I know I grew up in Chicago, so I know Chicago well enough. I have no idea. Okay, so when would there be a giant fire near Vatican City? I don't offhand know of any like famous fires, so it could be like wartime or something. Nero burning Rome. Yeah, the problem is there could be some like famous fire, like the Chicago fire, that's not related to any kind of conflict. Picture looks old and kind of shitty. 420, 2024. 1943 years off. 889 miles. Really? Oh, I was so sure I was right. Is this like the Blitz or something? What's the actual... Is it the... Does this thing like look exactly the same on the top? Oh my god. The St. Peter's Basilica look... Wait, okay, fine. Fucking fine. Poland? Or is this Normandy? Wait, no. What the fuck? This is a recreation? Fucking reenactors. Tricky with the camera in the corner and the high quality photo. Okay, so I actually have no idea where Normandy is. I'm only aware of Normandy through its reputation as the beach that got stormed, so I assume it's somewhere on the west coast of France. Oh, this is in Normandy? I'm just guessing based on soldiers storming a beach. That looks like, is it the Polish flag? Or am I wrong about that? Okay. Yeah, I wasn't sure if it was like Polish film directors filming in Normandy, right? Sorry. Somewhere on the coast, big city on the coast. Relatively recent. It's like a North Face. I have no idea. I can't think of a Polish movie that was filmed. 2024. All right, I was right on the flag at least. Okay, that's Washington. State of Washington? Oh, I could probably get the year. King Street. Been to Seattle a bunch of times for PAX. Do I know of a King Street there? I'm gonna finish the round in order at time here. 639 meters. Nice. 52 is a gimme, though. Thank you. Yeah, so these are just all Wikipedia Malaysia meetup. All right, well, that helps narrow it down. Let's say it's Kuala Lumpur. And if it's Wikipedia, it's after 2010. And it's a Wikimedia meetup. Someone's dressed as Captain Planet. Let's say like 2014? 2020. Wow, really? Okay. All right. That's pretty good. This is a cool game. Thank you for sharing, Six Gun. It's a little stressful. I'm sorry that I don't know very much. This would be a good game to play, though, to get better at knowing things. I think that this is a great, it's really cool that it's a curated list and that they definitely pick photos that they know people can reasonably guess, like, you know, Jeopardy. And I'm not as good at trivia or as, like, you know, cars or soccer games or anything like that. But it's neat to see something that's not just like purely random. Here's a random picture, just try to fucking figure it out, right? Curation's really good. Good time with it.